Welcome back, everyone, to the best podcast in New York. This episode of the Assassin Cast is for the week of April 9th, Dan. I'm Jeremy Malaspina, accompanied by the one and only Dan McCarthy. And we got coming up the Meg trailer with Jason Statham. Is it the new Jaws? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll get into that. I decided I wanted to talk American Made with Tom Cruise because I saw it last weekend and it was good. And we're going to be discussing Super Troopers 2. The new trailer was just released, and we'll get into more.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Exactly. And we'll go more into detail about why it's on the topic list, matter of fact. We'll talk briefly about Xmen Dark Phoenix for those who want the Xmen news, like our good friend Dan over there. And
Yeah.
this last topic for the movies, excuse me, it was thrown in by Dan this morning for the new Venom trailer. We're going to talk about Venom. Later on in gaming, we will talk about Grand Theft Auto being the most profitable video game title with 6 billion in sales. We'll get into that craziness. Yeah, we're going to be talking Sega. Also, we're going to be talking about
My God.
the God of War release that's approaching, which looks badass. And maybe if we get to it, because we're going to try and keep this one short and sweet because we're both shot. We are just coming home from work. We're actually a day late recording this. So I don't know if I have it in me to edit this and get it out the fucking door, tonight. But hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have the video and audio version up for Tuesday. So we're a day behind. So we're going to try and make it brief. But if we can get to it, we're going to talk about guy finding drugs in an NES PAL roller games cart. That should be interesting later on.
Yeah, that always shows up good.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, oh my God. Quick announcements, matter of fact. I have to do this before we get started because I had told the Facebook group Long Island Retro Gaming. I didn't talk about the expo, which we are going to try and be there. But I wanted to throw this out there. I got the first run of the console cleaner right here. Hold on, I can't really see myself because I got the topic list up, but here we go. So this right here is one of the bottles of console cleaner that will be able to clean any type of video game console you got. And
Ironically, the same price as a game.
yeah, well, close.
59.99 mustards.
It'll be close, but it's worth every penny, that's for sure. And the announcement is later this week, I'm going to be trying to do the video of demonstration for this because you have to do it a particular way. This is some pretty strong stuff. So, like I said, this is a test run. There's no labels yet. We'll see how the test run goes, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, we won't be test running on my console, but by all means, help yourself and enjoy.
Well,
enjoy. I
you
give
know,
my best of luck.
well, hopefully, if all goes well while we're at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo, maybe we'll be able to sell some there and promote the podcast, the best podcast in New York.
New York.
Of course, yeah. All right, so let's get started here. Let's make this one short and sweet because we can get off on a tangent. So first up, we were just talking briefly a little bit about it. Is the Meg trailer? I guess that is short for Megalodon.
Megalodon, yep.
Yeah, so that's got Jason Statham in it and a few other people. I didn't really go into too much detail. Looking.
All I know is if I get to see him punching like he does in the transporter, a shark, I may watch it.
Exactly, it's gonna
Maybe
be.
up for it.
He looks like he's taking it pretty serious the role. So it looked pretty decent. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I told you I did. It reminded me, like I said in the beginning, it was of a book I read a long way back about Megalodon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be definitely construed as the next Jaws. I agree with you in that sense. Just take a look at it; it's just the same type of atmosphere. But I always get worried because those movies like Deep Blue Sea and shit like that I just got so watered down, like so many other movie franchises, that you get
Yeah.
worried. Or I guess I'm already biased before I see it. Like, oh. a shark. Let me
Yeah,
guess. It
great.
swims and it eats people. But
Exactly. It's like,
that doesn't mean I won't give it a shot. But
mhm.
because it looked like the special effects are pretty insane as far as the shark goes. But again, if the
That is
thing's
true.
swimming, how realistic is it really going to be? I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't look like a typical shark movie. You know, like Deep Blue Sea and stuff like that. It's not like it's
Yeah.
genetically enhanced and it's gonna jump out of the water and bite you in the dick. It's not. It's like it's based on something that existed millions and billions of years ago, or whatever it is, millions of years ago. And supposedly people think it's still
Don't
out there. That's what
leave the
they.
science to the other guys, all right?
Yeah, we're not too science heavy over here. Now, if it's
Fucking
electronics,
billion.
yeah, a billion, I don't know, millions, billions, who fucking knows? But during the prehistoric time, that's where you get the megalodon. And like I said, supposedly they think that thing is still traveling under the sea, so I guess it makes it for a scary type movie. But from the looks of the trailer, it looks pretty decent. I added it to the list just because of that fact. It didn't look like ridiculous, like over the top. Like you're not gonna tell that it's like Jaws that he's plastic coming out of trying to bite the boat and shit like that. But
Yeah, you won't be able to tell until it
yeah.
comes full swing.
So we'll see later on that'll do. We'll do an update on it when it gets closer. I don't think I put the release date on the list, so we we'll probably have to get back to you on that. All right. Moving on. We are gonna cruise through these topics, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on. We got American Made with Tom Cruise. Now there is no news about this. It just hit the topic list because I wanted to discuss on how good this fucking movie was that I watched the other night. And just like the games, I got a backlog of movies that I'm trying to make my way through and watch. And my plan is to watch them on the train when I can. But lately, I haven't been able to just stay on top of it. So, over the weekend, I got to watch it. It was a great movie. Honestly, Tom Cruise playing that role, like we were talking about it this morning on how, Jack Reacher wasn't really feeling him in Jack Reacher. Neither were you. You obviously
No.
read the book, so you know better
Books.
than me. Books. Yeah, books.
Yeah, there's a
So
lot of them.
so you would know better than me. I particularly thought that he didn't play the role good either way, and I didn't read the book. So, you know, for Mission Impossible, that's him. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yep.
kind of like that shit we were talking about with Christopher Nolan and the Batman. Like he doesn't want to be known for just that. But the way he took this role on, it was amazing. He played it so good, even down to his accent. Supposedly he lived in Louisiana. And it wasn't a quite Texas accent, so he nailed the accent dead on. Great, great storyline. It's not heavy plot twists. Like you don't know what's gonna happen next, but it kind of keeps you interested.
Yep.
And what's crazy about this movie is it's based on a fucking true story, and
Yeah.
the story is fucking ridiculous.
Reminds me of
So
Blow. You ever see that movie?
yeah, kind of.
That's what
It definitely
that's what it,
does.
that's what it caught me as when I watched it.
You know
To be
what?
honest.
That's kind of funny that you brought that up because I was actually thinking about it myself. Because in the storyline, he goes and meets Pablo Escobar, and that's one of the people that he starts running the blow for.
Yep.
And it kind of made me think of Blow with the guy that they have flying the planes, like he's a nut. So I was thinking, like, maybe
Oh
it's the
yeah, the
same
guy with the
dude.
gear. Not the
Yeah,
taking off part that's hard. It's the landing. What?
yeah.
As taking off with you in the plane. What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not flying this fucking plane unless Fatty in there gets the fuck out. It was,
Yeah.
he had some
Well,
balls
real.
on him.
That's how he knew he could make the flight. That
Yeah,
was a good
well,
movie. I agree.
it was good.
It was older now. I think a couple of years, right? Nah, not even. Maybe a
No,
year and a half.
yeah, it's got to be a couple
It's
months
got to be
now.
2017. No, it's 2017, but it can't be that old.
You're right.
But I might have watched it on my box that I have, so it could have
Yeah.
technically not been out yet. So I agree. I don't know
No,
what you watched it on Netflix.
no, I use the same website your box uses, but your box,
Cody and
yeah, it comes up differently on your box. It gives
okay.
you the best quality. I just get whatever is uploaded, and I'm
Gotcha.
not
Yeah,
giving that out because, I every time I have a website to see movies, it ends up disappearing. So I'm sorry, guys, if you're listening. I'm not
You
giving
don't
out
need
the
it.
website.
Go get
Yeah.
Cody. Google Cody,
Google
and you guys
Cody,
can
get a
you guys
Fire
will
Stick,
find.
do whatever the fuck you want. Just
Yep,
don't
fires.
sell
There's
it.
so many. I
Yeah.
yep.
As long as you're not selling it, we're cool with it. You know, that goes for emulation too. Matter of fact, real quick, I know it's off topic, but speaking of selling emulation, I watch this podcast all the time, and they talk about these douchebags that sell things like that. Like, selling the ROMs are illegal,
Yep.
and it's just like I saw something that was just atrocious. It was like $180 for a thumb drive with emulators and ROMs on it, and it had like 200 of this system, 60 of this system, 1,000 of this system. It's like, really, guy, you're charging people this? It's like it doesn't even make sense because if you
People
think
buy it
about
though.
it, yeah, people buy it, but if you really think about it, it's like, why the fuck are you even bothering? Like, if the person that's going to play those can do the work themselves if they
Yep.
really wanted it, so
Good.
it doesn't make sense. But when it comes to the movies and stuff, everybody does it,
Yep.
and we're cool with that as long as you're not selling it, you know, we'll keep it at that. But for our viewers that keep up with us, if you want to check out a good movie, American Made, you will definitely enjoy it because I certainly did. So did Dan. So
Yep.
that was always welcome. I don't know if Tom Cruise is always welcome, but it was
Yeah.
welcome for this
Fucking
podcast.
Scientology. I'd
Oh
slap
my
that guy in real life, but I'll watch his movies.
yeah, we won't even get started with that.
Yeah.
So
You could get into a whole fucking show on that alone.
exactly. All right, so moving on. We got the Super Troopers 2 topic up on here, and I have written down during last week they released another trailer. And the reason it made the list is because it was crowdfunded. And I wanted to know your thoughts on it, Dan, because oh, and by the
I get
way,
worried.
hold on
Go ahead.
before you go on. By the way, the release date is like 4/19 or 4/20. By the
420,
way,
I would assume.
of course, right? That kind of
It's
made me laugh.
Friday too, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the crowdfunded
I think it's a
sauce?
good show for them, but I get worried, man. You know what movie that reminds me of for because it's been so long. Well, no, I guess not as long as the one I'm going to mention. But for instance, like Dumb and Dumber was a classic comedy for me when I was a
Right.
teenager, and
Right.
it took them so fucking long to make Dumb and Dumber 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same premise here. I watched, Super Troopers so long ago. Now I'm kind of like you missed the window where you could have grabbed the same people. Not that people won't. I'm sure plenty of people will go see it. Me being one of them. But actually, I mean, I'll see it. I ain't going to the movie theater and paying for it. I'll say that right now.
Well,
But
yeah.
what I mean is like it's so far removed from when it was relevant.
Yeah.
I don't even. It doesn't grab me as quick as it would have if it came out like a year or 2 years after the original.
See, now, like, I totally agree on that. Like, they had a certain time frame where they should
Yep.
have pumped this fucking movie out, and that was it. Like,
Yep.
but I mean, especially if you think about it, they had to have made money on the first one, especially
I'm
even
sure they did.
after it went
The
to
guy still
DVD.
has a following. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Look at it's crowdfunded for them to do it again.
exactly. But now this is what interested me about this. It was crowdfunded, so what does that entail? Like, are they getting tickets to see the movie, or are they getting a DVD collector's edition? Like, what the fuck does it entail? Like, are you
That's you'd have to
crowdfunding it
see.
to see the movie and then you go and spend money on the fucking movie and pay twice? Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. I could understand the idea of crowdfunding it if they didn't have the money for production. Like, that
Yep.
makes sense. And all those actors are going to want to get paid to do this movie and put in the work. And judging from the trailer, it looks pretty decent. I mean, I don't know how
It's
the
probably funny.
storyline. I don't know what the
Well,
storyline's about, but
who cares?
whatever.
The first one didn't fucking who gave a shit.
Yeah, it's all punchlines and
I
jokes
get a fucking liter of cola.
and yeah.
It's French for give me my fucking cola.
And you know what? You know what he said? He was like, they like pull over the same dude they pulled over in the first movie. He's like, "Do
Mhm.
you want my license, meow?" And they looked
Yeah,
at him
right
like,
meow.
What? It was kind of funny. Like, I guess they're doing
I'm
something
sure it'll
different.
have little spots. It'll be good.
Yeah,
But
and you know what? Reading the article
oh,
we included on the topic list, it was like kind of an interview with the actors,
mhm.
and their main concern was to have like the same type of feel. Like they didn't want to go back too far into the last movie to bring some jokes back. They wanted to do something new, but you're gonna get a little bit of both from what I've seen. So for the people
Yeah.
that like Super Troopers, that's some good news. At least you got a follow up. You know, you get to see the people you like. You know, go at it one more time. But I think that's where it's gonna end. If you got to crowdfund this, you know, I don't think there's gonna be a third.
No, I think it's like I said.
I think
It'll.
it's done and
I think
over with.
it'll. In all honesty, I'll be disappointed when I see it.
So, matter of
Like,
fact, before
like I
we,
said.
yeah, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, no, it's all right. Go ahead.
Tell me to shut the fuck up. Why don't you?
Mhm.
All
Do it in my
right.
head. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's all right. So, for the people that are listening to it and to this podcast, I would like to know what the fuck the crowdfunding is entailing. Like, what are you getting from that? I'm really curious to know because that's a little interesting to me. I can understand for like, you know, we were talking about the Atari box. At least you're getting the Atari fucking box. Like, what are you getting from Super Troopers 2 besides going to see the movie? So
Yeah, right.
that's what I want to know. Hopefully somebody could let us know, and we'll take it from there. We'll see what happens. You know, you got any other last thoughts on that before we move on?
We'll see it when it comes out. I'll see if I'm even impressed. I doubt it.
I highly doubt we're gonna be impressed, but I guess it's
I
cool
know.
that they're adding another one to the series. Fuck it, why not? So now the next topic for movies made it to the list, strictly
I
for
already
Dan.
know.
It's strictly
Ugh.
for you. You're gonna have to talk on this one and the next one, but this one in particular. X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's getting pushed back to 2019. And my question is, are we ripping this apart, agreeing with it, or what? What are we doing?
I think they're only pushing it back because they want to throw another fucking Wolverine movie in before that one comes out. It's like ridiculous. Honestly, that's just me, and I'm sure there's plenty of people disagree. I am fucking done with X-Men. I wish they would just get off the horse and stop.
I know.
Because for me, they're even throwing a little bit in Deadpool, and I'm not gonna lie, that ticked me off. I'm
Really?
just so sick and tired of seeing X-Men.
Well, I mean,
I just feel like we've had so many movies. They did 3, an additional 3, and fucking 48 Hugh Jackmans. It's like I can't look at this anymore. Like, please
oh my
tell me you don't
god.
need to. It's a Marvel studio. Why are you trying to make another one?
Well,
Just let it be.
that's
It's
what I'm about to
unbelievable.
say. It's like, how many times you gonna fucking drag that through the mud? Now, granted, I guess it's the third part of this of the 3-part movie.
They made 3.
Oh, they made 3, or is this the third?
Apocalypse, Days of Futures Past, and then the original X-Men, the first one that they made. This is like their 4th, if that's connected.
No,
Sure, it's
I'm pretty
considered a side
sure.
story.
I'm pretty sure that's not connected. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't
They're
fucking
probably
know.
not connected. I agree. It's like a side story because talk about Jean Grey and fucking
Yeah,
being Phoenix and all that shit. But it's just like, holy fuck.
it's like, and they keep putting that storyline with Jean Grey in it. I kind of don't like that, to be
Well, she was
honest.
big, and I remember at least in the cartoons that character was big. But still, it's like
Yeah, but
enough.
there's so
I
many
can't.
better storylines. Like, how many times are you gonna use Jean Grey in your movies?
How
Like,
come I
we
can't
get
see
it.
a fucking good Gambit? That's what I get pissed
You
off
know
about.
what? That's funny you brought that up. A couple months ago, I saw a teaser trailer for Gambit, but I haven't heard anything
Channing
since.
Tatum was talking, but I don't know. They haven't talked anything about that. Would probably be one of the. They're gonna end up like redoing it, making it like Deadpool,
Mhm.
because that was his type of character. Like stupid cliche lines that he would use as he threw like an ace of spades at you with some shit.
Exactly. Yeah, he's
Here's
like
the
a
full
smart
house.
ass.
Fucking throws the fucking card.
Yeah.
Corny, but yet still made me laugh. Probably because I was 10 years old.
So yeah, I know. It's we laughed at that humor when we were younger.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But what's kind of interesting about this topic is they're pushing it back to 2019. So that's interesting because we know what's going on with Marvel being bought up by Disney. And like you said, you're thinking they're gonna stick a fucking Wolverine in there before they release
No,
this.
that was more of a joke.
Oh, really?
I think he's done.
I'm
I think. I
honestly
wouldn't be surprised though.
I'm about to disagree with you. I think they're gonna pull Wolverine into the Avengers somehow, or they're gonna pull him into the storyline somehow, cameo or something. And I guarantee Hugh Jackman's gonna do it because that's how he said, "Oh, I just want to be in the Avengers if I'm gonna be Wolverine." Blah
You
blah
know, you
blah.
want to see something crazy? Go
What?
look at a still picture of Thanos. You ever look at it in the game in the movies? He's got 3-line scar over his right eye.
Really? So,
Yeah. Is that a Wolverine scar? Oh no.
ooh, bringing
Possibly.
some
They talked about.
controversy here.
Well, that was for the comics. He fought him.
Yeah, but still, like,
Couldn't
how does
kill him,
that
but he
play
fought him.
in the MCU? How does
All
that
I
play
know is
out?
that'll just make me take a massive shit on fucking all those Marvel if I have to see that fuck show up in
Oh
Avengers.
my god, you're gonna fucking kill him.
I hate him. I can't stand.
Uh,
That's why I love Deadpool. The fact that he had like a mask of Hugh Jackman on when he pulled
yeah,
off
it's
his mask
funny.
at the end, I loved it. Like, oh my! Somebody finally understands the
Yeah,
anger I have towards Hugh Jackman.
it's so true. And you
Fucking
know what?
Bart.
I kind of like Hugh Jackman in that role. I don't like him dancing around like in like Miserables with the gay fucking hat. We
Yeah,
went over this 100 fucking times, but still, there's something weird about them pushing this movie back till 2019. And the reason I'm
never
saying
know.
this
Yeah.
is because the Avengers is coming out. So they don't want to pull any shine away from the Avengers. So now, like, you, as much as you don't want to see fucking Wolverine dancing around on stage without a top hat and claws, you know, um, fuck, I'm losing my train of thought here. They're not gonna, like, now that we know that Disney has Marvel, they're not gonna say a fucking word about this. They might even bring it back to the drawing board, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because now they want to drop the Avengers. They're gonna
Told
do
you they have a
that.
plan.
They
You
got a
look it up.
plan, but the thing is, we don't know what the plan is
Yeah, you do.
after Infinity War. Oh, we talked about this morning. We know there's gonna be an Ant-Man and the Wasp, but we don't
Yep.
know what's happening
And then,
afterwards.
well, that's what I mean. They're gonna do Ant-Man. They're gonna do Spider-Man 2. Then they're gonna do Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Then they're gonna drop the second installment of Infinity Wars. Then they'll do an Ant-Man 3. Then they'll do a Spider-Man 3. And then they'll drop, at some point in there will also be a Black Panther 2, Black Panther 3, because they love their threes. And then
Yeah,
they'll finish with Infinity Wars. And from there, it's whatever the fuck they want.
yeah.
Adding into the next one we talk about is how are they going to correlate, Venom, because Venom will have to somehow sneak into movies with Spider-Man. They have endless options as far as
Well,
that goes. That's why I
now
get mad that why do you keep picking Xmen? Like, give it up.
exactly, exactly.
You have so many great options.
There's a lot of people in the MC
You get
in the
Carnage. Oh man, there could be so many good movies.
Carnage. I don't know, but let's talk about Venom quick. Now that we're going into this topic,
Yep.
um, this is the interesting thing, right? So now Marvel bought Spider-Man, or they bought back the rights to Spider-Man.
The rights to Spider-Man, I
Yeah.
believe.
So now Sony is releasing Venom. So
Yep.
technically, that has nothing to do with the MCU. So you're
Yep.
right. Now you're right. How the fuck does that play out? How is there a Venom movie without Spider-Man?
He doesn't start with him, but yes, they can correlate the two. I heard that they're gonna make a solo Doctor Doom movie as well.
Yeah, which people have a lot of mixed fucking
I know they're just
feelings
doing
on.
Fantastic Four, but Venom,
Yeah.
as far as the trailer goes, and as far as picking Tom Hardy, I loved it. Again,
See,
I always loved Venom as a character, so I won't know if I'm a little biased again, but I think they'll find a way to correlate it. I know it's one's owned by Sony and one's all of that. Either way, money's green to both of them. So
yeah,
if there's a
that's
way to
true.
mix the two and they'll get cash for that shit, they'll do it.
That's true. But I'm pretty sure in the comics, the symbiote from space
Hmm.
attaches to Spider-Man, and then during the comics, it was actually with Spider-Man for a long time in the
Yeah,
comics, and then eventually he either
another
gets it off of him or it
photographer.
leaves him, and then it gets on Eddie Brock, who becomes Venom. So that's how the story goes. The whole thing about the first teaser trailer was it's like if you didn't know that it was a fucking Venom movie, you would have no idea. You would think it was just another drama or something, the way the trailer
Yeah,
unfolded. You told me to watch the new one. I saw the extended trailer, and like it was such quick shots of Venom that you
on
really
purpose.
couldn't fucking see what he's looking like.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm not gonna really hate on it off the jump. Like I want to see some more. Like they're gonna release another
of
teaser
course. Yeah,
trailer. Did they give us a date for that?
I didn't notice one on there at all.
I didn't see a date either.
But it doesn't. You know how it goes nowadays. They'll give us that trailer. It could come out. If you know them, they're not stupid. They're gonna put it out. If they put it out in the summer, that makes sense. But they're gonna also make sure Infinity Wars is gone. You know what I mean? And we
Mhm.
probably won't see anything with Ant-Man.
Yeah, they
Even though
probably
they're
actually
trying to
have a
release it, won't be till the
contract.
end of the summer.
Now that I think
They'll be
about it.
smart.
Yeah.
Just be smart about it. Like that's what they always laugh at people. Like stop fucking releasing these movies on my
Mhm.
movie dates because you get
Exactly.
wrecked.
Exactly.
But then what's worse, doing that or losing to like Despicables 9? Like that's gotta be some of the worst shit I've ever seen when you lose to something like I gotta see another minion.
Yeah, or fucking what's her name, Schumer, her movie, whatever the fuck it's
Oh
called.
my god, Amy
Oh my
Schumer.
god, oh my god. So
It's
yeah,
like a
anyway, it's like
anyway.
she was the actually I couldn't think of her fucking name last week on the last podcast. That's who got pissed off that they moved up the Infinity War date.
Oh yeah, of
She was like,
course.
"Yo, what the fuck? What do you mean you're moving that up? No one's gonna see my shitty movie." Exactly. No one's gonna see your fucking
Lady.
shitty movie anyway. You're lucky if it even makes it to DVD.
Yeah.
You're lucky. You
Next
know what?
release
It
is gonna
would
be just like
be.
your last movie, a train wreck.
It's not like we want her in a 4K Blu-ray either. Like nobody wants to see that, you
Oh
know.
my
So
god,
we'd be
I'm good on
lucky.
that.
Let's hope it's on VHS if you really want to fucking see that terrible movie. But we'll get into that later, I guess. Actually, we will not get into that.
Yeah.
So Venom, we're
Looks
sidetracking.
good. Yeah, no, I think I said first little bit I saw, I get excited. But I'm again, everybody. It seems every person might. Some people might love X-Men
Yeah,
because they have like, and I trust me. I told you I was never a huge comic book reader, but like some of the original cartoons that you can still watch, I loved, and I'm a huge X-Men fan. Like I said, I had enough of it. I'm like
yeah,
watered down from it. So for me, it's nice because we've always wanted to see a Venom. And the
yeah,
only Venom I ever remember seeing was when it was fucking Topher Grace
yeah.
and douchebag Peter. What the fuck is the other
Tobey
guy's
Maguire.
name? Tobey Maguire. Oh my god.
I know that. I guess you're right. Maybe that's
There should
why.
not be a guy playing Spider-Man that should actually be at Stop and Shop bagging my groceries. Like, get the
You
hell
know,
out of here.
oh my god, you know Toby Maguire's in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, yeah, he
He's
has a
like
little
he's in the back seat, like, holy fuck, oh my god, that's why every time I see Toby
guy's also in
Maguire,
Pleasantville, so
yeah,
let's.
I always think of that movie, and I can never take him serious because of that.
Ugh,
And you know what, you're right, we never got a good depiction of Venom. So for Tom Hardy to take on that role, it will
I'm a big
probably
Tom
be
Hardy
good.
fan. That's
You
why I said
know,
I liked a lot of movies he was in.
you
The
know,
Fighter, by the way, is the other movie I told you. That was the one I was talking about.
that's right.
Watch that. You'll
Yeah,
love it.
you were saying that's a UFC movie.
It's to an extent. It's not. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
loosely based on the UFC.
So
I don't
no,
think
that's
they say
good.
UFC because then they have to pay him.
I think in the hands of Tom Hardy, you know, what he did
Could be
with
good.
Bane, you know, he did Bane really good. He portrayed it well, you know, um I think it's gonna be all right. We're not gonna be able to tell till we see the third trailer and then actually see it.
Yeah, actually,
You
said I
know,
agree.
that's really like what it is. We're not gonna really know until then. So I guess we'll do an update on that when the time comes. So we're making good time, believe it or not. We're making good time
For once.
for fucking once in a fucking life. So for our fans out there, that is the end of the movie topics for the week of April 8th. No, 16th. What the fuck date is it? I'm sorry, April 9th.
Don't listen to this guy anymore, people.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking shot. I'm not gonna
Uh,
lie. We worked all fucking day today. All right,
Yeah,
we're
so to everybody listening, cry me
exactly.
a river, as I say to
They're
them.
probably
They know.
working right now as we speak.
Could
So
be.
you know.
Absolutely.
So anyway, April 9th. That is the movie topics. So we will see you next time on that. And moving on to the gaming topics. We got
Oh,
some
yeah.
good ones on here, and I'm gonna, if we have time, I'm gonna add a little something at the end. I want to show off what
I
I
already
showed
know
you
what
this.
it is.
I want to show off
Yeah.
what I showed you this morning because that thing was awesome. All right, so let's start it off real quick. First topic on the list is Grand Theft Auto. The, I guess, brand you would say,
Yep.
is at the most profitable video game title with 6 billion in sales. That is fucking unbelievable.
Not surprising though, to be honest.
It's really not.
People love that shit. Beating a hooker
Absolutely.
on the side of the street. Come on.
I mean, what that was like unbelievable for the
I remember
time.
the original, to be honest, and I feel like it was either on the PC. Was it one of the NESs? I was trying to remember. I remember playing it for like the first time. And it was a little different. Obviously, the
Oh, the
graphics were dog shit.
view, right?
The original, yes, and
Yeah,
you went
it
to the
was
city,
on
but
it was on the
you ran into
PlayStation.
yeah. You go. Was it the PlayStation?
Yeah, the
Holy shit!
original PlayStation.
Because
Yeah.
you'd run around fucking
Yeah, like
like
shooting
dealing drug
people. And,
yeah, picking up drug heists and shit like
yeah.
that. Yeah. So
So
it's been around a while, man, and it's come a long way.
yeah, so let's give it up for Rockstar. They're doing big things,
Absolutely.
and we could talk about the franchise real quick. My favorite game through their franchise is Grand Theft Auto 3. That's actually in between from when it went from the PlayStation to PS2 and went from the over the top view to actual third person.
Third person.
So you get to see their whole fucking world as you may, right? And it
Yep.
also was the first open world gameplay, fully open sandbox shit. You could do whatever the fuck you want in it. And I guess they saw that that shit was profitable and they fucking ran with it.
Hmm.
So look at it now, 6 billion in sales. That's unbelievable.
Really
So
is.
it is. And you know what's funny? We just changed gens not too long ago. We went from PS3 now to PS4, Xbox One S, and X, whatever. We're actually up to the Pro. We're like, halfway through the gen cycle. And to
Yep.
think that they just brought Grand Theft Auto 5 from PS3 and Xbox 360 to the PS4 and the Xbox One, they never made a new title. This is just a remaster.
Yep.
And it's still, people are still buying that shit. So we got to give it up to them. And you know what? The reason it made the topic list is for a very good reason. So now 6 billion in sales means they got money for R&D. So if we don't see a Grand Theft Auto 6 or something through the storyline, we will see it next gen. I'll put fucking money on it. I'll put my
I
rent
think it's
on
gonna
it.
be. You know what it's gonna be? I
Yeah.
already know what would make it crazy. VR.
Oh wow, yeah.
Because they, Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls game
Hmm.
that played, a lot of people like, same concept, open world. That just
Yeah.
went into. There's a new. My brother-in-law does them. There's a new VR coming out that's like 4K. It's fucking ridiculous.
Right.
And yeah,
Right.
I guarantee you they're gonna put in something like that too. Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto. You just make sure your kids aren't around when you're flailing the air,
Yeah. Well,
beating the.
that's kind of where I'm at with it because I could see there being some sort of VR in it, but I don't see it being the full game because a lot
I
of
think it's
people
gonna be
get sick from having the headset on, and it's like the sensory depth perception
good. Yep.
where your inner eardrum thinks you're moving from your eyes, but you're not, and that's why people get motion sickness. So I don't think like that's like
Listen
taking
to
a
this
big
guy.
risk. Yeah. Well,
What are you reading that off the internet?
no, I swear to God, I know this shit,
Billions
man.
of years of evolution, ladies and
Billions of years. The megalodon, fucking a.
gentlemen.
Well, I mean, we got the nurse in the house. He would know better than me, but obviously, I've read
Oh yeah, a
up
lot of
on
people
this.
get it. Yeah, they get
You know,
vertigo from it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a big risk to bring it into VR. But they might do some sort of mini game, or there might be a section where it's like, oh, to proceed, break out your VR.
Yeah. Well,
You
I
never
don't know.
know.
That'll be the tough part because I was asking that recently with people about if Sony and all those, do they have their own VR subsets, meaning Microsoft and Sony for their uh, consoles, and they do. They can't keep up. The
Yeah,
companies that are solely focusing on VR, it's going to become ridiculous.
it
Same
is.
thing. I don't know if it'll catch on because like I always thought the Wii would end up like blowing out some of our consoles because of
Mm,
just the interaction you can have and something that we've always wanted where whether you're playing punch out, punch in the air, whatever. But
yeah.
still, Nintendo does well, don't get me wrong, but
Mm,
they still can't compete with the rest of the consoles. The other
yeah.
two for that matter.
I
Even if
mean,
Atari box comes out, you never know.
well, fucking Atari box, but no. But for the Switch though, they're making headway. So
I enjoy the Switch. I think it's a great family console.
I think it's a good concept. I think being
Yeah,
able to have it in your house and on the go is
it's pretty
really
cool.
good. That's an edge over Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah.
And that's something that we got to give it up to them for. And you
Oh
know
my god!
what?
Imagine if to carry around my Xbox One X. I'd be
Yeah.
punching people on the train more than usual. Don't touch
Exactly.
me. It's my
Yeah.
fucking Xbox.
This is my
Back
fucking.
off.
You better fucking step back, yeah. But like they're making headway. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It's interesting to see how far the Switch is gonna go. You
yeah,
know,
true.
I think it's really underpowered. That's the honest
Yep.
thing of it. But that's where the consoles are going. They're gonna become more and more like a PC. And then you never know, they might even just do away with these consoles. And the funny thing about it is, it's like a cheap PC because to get a
It's really what
gaming
it is. I
rig,
agree.
we were talking about the graphics card that they just released from Nvidia. That shit is like
It's
$800-900. So like you're getting
yep.
some 4K graphics for half the price. You know
He is
that might
converting to 4K. Yeah, they're
yeah
having trouble with that. That's why it's easier for us because our TV's already established for 4K.
establish for it. Yeah, so
Now,
like
yes, I know a lot of people that play PC games connected to their TV, but
yeah
then, like you said, you need to have the software in your hard drive to be able to handle that.
yeah
So you
exactly
need your video
yeah
cards, the RAM, the processors, the SD card. You know, instead of having a regular driver, you need everything. It's a lot.
right.
Be good. I mean, I know a lot of people that play on laptops like Alienwares, but man, a good trying to even do the math in my head, but like a good PC would probably run you like 2,500 if you wanted to go really ham to
yeah
play some of these games at their full capacity.
yeah. Well, speaking of Grand Theft Auto, I saw it on the Nvidia Shield, the new one, in
Yeah,
4K. It's
it's
outputting
quite
a
ridiculous.
4K
Yeah,
signal. It is unbelievable.
yep.
It's literally like night and day. But that also goes to show you that they don't have to touch the Grand Theft Auto series for a while. If
They
you
don't
saw
want to.
that, like, if you saw that shit coming out of the Nvidia Shield, you'd be like, "That's fucking unbelievable." And it's like, how are you gonna top that? Which we don't know where the consoles are gonna go. So 6 billion in sales, that's a lot of R&D to figure it out at the
Yeah.
very least. And I'm pretty sure I think it's like about every 5 years or so, another Grand Theft Auto comes out, and people are waiting for it, and they will buy it the day of. They will
Absolutely.
pre-order it. I know back when Vice City came out, I went that day, got it. I pre-ordered it, got it. Grand Theft Auto 3 the same. We got the 4.
I was
It's
never
just,
huge in them. I'm not gonna lie.
you know
I
what?
play them, but I was never big.
You should. I think I have Grand Theft Auto 3 for the original Xbox. I should lend it to you so you could try it out
I
and
think they're
play it.
eventually split. I don't think you can. Yeah, well, I could get my old one if I could fucking
No,
find.
no. We talked about it last
Yeah, they're
podcast.
supposed to. I don't know if it is yet. I have my games. I never actually went and tried, to be honest with you. I
Well,
haven't taken my old games out and seen if they actually will convert and play now. Like
no.
any game I put in, do you know what I mean?
Actually, there's a specific list for Xbox
Yes, I figured
360.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, Xbox 360, you're good to go. I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
But
yeah, yep. Any 360 game, yes.
the original Xbox, you got to check the list to see if it would work.
Yeah,
But John Hancock, who's on
it's
YouTube,
Herbie Hancock.
it's Herbie Hancock. No, John Hancock, he's a great dude. He's actually going to be at the expo, at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. He just put out a video showing the comparisons from the original Xbox and the Xbox One S. And supposedly, it's giving you a 4,000 pixel count on the
Okay.
Xbox One S. On the X, it's giving you a
Yeah,
16,000 pixel count. So it would
finally.
probably look fucking phenomenal on the
Some of the
X.
games I told you, the game I picked up, Witcher 3,
Yeah.
it looks phenomenal. They did a good job giving you an upgrade. Imagine doing
Mhm.
that though. Think about that. What if I charged you like $3? I said that's all it's going to cost you to play a game from regular to that. You know how many people would pay that?
Oh
You probably
yeah,
wouldn't have to
people
release
would
games.
buy that all
No,
day.
I know. I'd be pissed. I'd yell like I
Yeah.
do with my DLCs, but I'd still end up buying.
Yeah, but you'll never know where that's gonna go. That's a whole nother topic
Yep.
for another time. But yeah, so that's a big accomplishment for Rockstar. So we'll give it up to them. Cheers to you, Rockstar. You're doing your thing, and we totally
Fuck you for
support
taking
you.
all my money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right back at you over there, fucking Rockstar. All right, so let's see. Moving on. This topic is got to be said on this podcast. If we were gonna rush this shit out the door and not say anything else, it was going to be this. Articles concerning Sega making it back to the console market, just fucking stop. Just stop. Let it die. Let it die in peace.
Not gonna lie, I like it.
It's not that I don't like it.
Give me an upgraded Dreamcast. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna
Well,
grab at it a little bit.
let's
That's an interesting idea.
let's discuss it real quick, okay?
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like Sega coming back to the market. Of course, I would love to see it. Is it going to happen like a new Dreamcast, like a Dreamcast 2? No, it's not. Stop it. Stop it already. Oh my god. I see articles all fucking day long about this shit. Now, they just made an announcement that they're going to be doing a flashback system that will be in high def, like we were talking. I don't know if it's going to be outputting 4K, but I just saw that they remastered Shenmue. Shenmue. Wow, I can't even fucking say it. Shenmue. Shenmue.
I'm not gonna lie, I just enjoy listening to it.
Shenmue, whatever the fuck. They're releasing it on PS4 and Xbox One. So I don't know if that's gonna be on the flashback, but it's like some sort of flashback like that. And they're gonna have, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Dreamcast,
Everybody's jumping on it, man.
Sega, Genesis, and Saturn. I think it's all gonna be on there. So we'll see what happens. But for these people to just constantly beat up Sega's ass about hardware, it was almost like, of course they're gonna fucking do something. People
Yeah.
want to see it. So I don't know, but like they released some shit. The reason it's on the topic list is because Sega makes an announcement that they're going to be announcing something, but you're not gonna know what until they announce it. So then you got all these fucking articles flooding Facebook and Twitter saying, "Oh, is it a Dreamcast too? Is Sega gonna be back to the console market?" Like, come on, wake the fuck up. Sega hasn't made a console since the Dreamcast. The fucking Dreamcast.
What a great console.
Well, it is a great console. I love it.
How you put a chip in that thing?
Oh, that's a good idea.
We used to do it all the time, man.
Yeah.
That's why I laugh. I had one of my original Xbox.
Yeah, me
My
too.
brother-in-law
I miss
never
that
really techie.
Xbox.
He used to put chips in them.
Yeah.
I never bought games.
Mm.
Not that I'm recommending our listeners even do that, but yes, it was fucking phenomenal.
Well, that's the
Any
thing.
way I can fucking get something where I can play it for half the price, I'm happy.
Exactly. And you know what? We're not hating on Sega. We're hating on the people that are writing about Sega.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at here.
I
Like-
just would, like I told you, like going into like that expo, I'd be pumped to go in there and seeing if I can get like a fucking NES. Like somebody's selling one and it's not expensive, and I pick up like 2 games that I remember playing when I was a kid. It sounds crazy, but I don't need those fucking games to be in 4K.
Yeah. Well,
Like for me, it's the nostalgia of playing the game, the same as like my old man might have from playing fucking Space Invaders, because he can picture himself as a kid. It's supposed to transport you back to when you played it. I don't need
Exactly.
these games digitally remastered. That's why they make new games. That's the whole fucking point.
Well,
So that's why I get a little caught up in it. Like, come on.
I agree with that. I feel like it's almost like Sega's just releasing this just to keep the people happy. You know, they want console, they want
And money.
something. Yeah, and they want money. So I guess it makes sense. But just like you will be able to find that at the expo because that's what people are going there for. That's the best place to get deals. But but you could be looking for a Genesis or a
Exactly.
Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So it's like, are you?
Sega Saturn, you never know.
Let's
Maybe I want
see.
a little Sega Saturn.
Before we totally destroy Sega, let's see what the specs are to this flashback. All right, all I've heard is they're gonna release it. It's gonna be this, that, and the third, but we don't know for sure what's inside the fucking thing that's making it tick. We don't know if it's gonna output in 1080. We don't know if it's gonna output in 4K. We have no idea. And like you said, we don't really need a 4K resolution.
4K. I'm not gonna lie, I doubt 4K.
You know, there's nuts like me and you that want to see 4K, but not everybody needs that high of a resolution.
I don't need 4K from nostalgic games like throwbacks. I don't.
Exactly.
I think it's over the top. I think HD you don't even need. I'm not even kidding. For a guy that loves quality, I wouldn't want that. I want to fucking play. What the hell is Sonic's best friend's name? With the little two tails? Yeah. I don't need to see that fucking piece of shit in HD. The hell do I need to see that for? The hell do I care? Look, I made it through a ring. Bravo.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to see 4K Mario Kart. You know what I mean? I love the fucking pixelated red shell driving at you. Taking you out of first
That's
place.
part of its charm for us.
Exactly. For me. I don't know if that's for everyone.
No, that's true. I would say.
I put that game on for people, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
What I've realized, because since you've been strictly playing such modern stuff on your TV, you probably haven't realized it yet. But like in my situation, going back to these classic systems, it just looks terrible. It's not like the graphics are terrible.
Sitting around, man. I'm sorry. I don't have one.
I'm just saying, like, it's not the graphics that looks terrible. It's just the connection. The resolution's so high, and it's such an outdated way to hook it up to the TV. It's not coming through HDMI, so you gotta jump through a bunch of hoops to get it to even look decent. Not like it's blurry. It looked like you wear glasses. It would look like if you had your glasses off.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. So for Sega, just leave them fucking alone. All right, you don't gotta write 1,000 fucking articles talking about the console, getting everybody fucking excited and hyped up. Like, just let them do what they fucking do. Jesus, I couldn't tell you how many articles I read. Like, is it gonna be the Dreamcast too? Like, no, you fucking idiot. They're not gonna bring out a brand new console to compete with the fucking PS4 and the Xbox One X that are fucking light years away from Sega right now. So come on. Come the fuck on. cut the shit. That's what I'm saying. Cut the fucking shit with the articles. That's it. All right. Rant is done.
Rant one.
Rant one. Sega article writers 0. All right. Moving on. God of War. The release is approaching. And I'll breeze into this real quick. The release for God of War, I think, is April 20th. I want to say, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's April 20th. So, so April 20th should be when God of War is coming out. You good over there?
Yep.
All right, good. So they're releasing it, obviously the title, but they're also releasing a special edition PS4 Pro that is bundled with God of War, and it looks dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Did you play the original? I played through it a little bit. I never went crazy when it was first out.
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I played it in the
I'm sure
PS2
you did. You,
or
yeah.
one of them. I'm not too sure. It wasn't my favorite genre, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. The
It reminds me of
storyline,
Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
a little bit, but it's
Stuff
like
like that. You know, like, say Tomb Raider. I always tell you, that's me. I can't get the way out of doing that.
it's more like Greek god, like almost like Thor.
Oh,
Like
plot different. Yeah.
mythology and stuff like
Gameplay
that.
was.
Yeah, and honestly, I was watching footage in 4K, and it looked incredible. I'm not gonna lie.
The only other thing I was going to ask you too, you would know this. Is it strictly for PlayStation?
I'm pretty sure it's
Sure
an
it
exclusive.
is, right? I think
Yeah,
I think it's like a monopoly on that. Yeah, yeah. I
that's an
thought it was.
exclusive for PS4, but you have PS4
Yeah.
anyway if you really want
No,
to
I
play
do.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but honestly, it is an exclusive, and we could talk about the storyline real quick. Now, the 4K makes it almost like a movie. Like, when you get invested into a movie, you
Yep.
almost get sad at the end. It was kind of like a lot of these games do that to you. I'm not gonna bring up what the game I was gonna say because you're gonna fucking kick my ass.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I already
Yeah,
know.
exactly. So anyway, like you get invested to it, and if you look at the storyline, it's pretty much it takes place where why can't I think of his fucking name? It's escaping me. The main character of God of War. Why can't I think of his fucking name?
Told you, I haven't played that game in forever.
Oh my god, it's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna look like an idiot. It's alright, whatever. The main character, right? It takes place where his wife passes away. And it's sad. It's like he goes through all these adventures from the past game, and then when he gets back, his wife dies, and he's left with his son, and his son's a young kid, and it's almost like he is dealing with it in his own way, and decides that he's gonna take his son with him now. They're not gonna stay. They're gonna go and do what he does best, and go fight through whatever the fuck, and he's gonna teach his son to be a man, and you're watching this footage and you're like, wow, that's like something you would want to play with your dad. You know what I mean? Like something that you would just like have that feeling, you know?
How the hell did this conversation just turn into this from God of War?
No, because that's the way the storyline is. And
No, no.
honestly, it's such a clear, crisp, amazing looking game. It's almost like a movie where you're gonna get invested into the storyline and you're gonna want to play it to the end.
A lot of
From what I
4K
saw.
games are, man.
Yeah.
I know you haven't played many yet, but a lot
Well,
of the 4K.
I know. I'm trying to work my way in there. Don't worry.
I know. I always one dig per podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. You're gonna
People want to throw one in on every comment
I'm
section.
gonna just
do
like
it.
post it up like, haha, motherfucker, and then one of these podcasts. So anyway, it looks amazing. So if you guys haven't
yeah.
checked
Nope.
it out, you need to go and see the trailer or footage of gameplay. It looks really fucking good, really good. So we're coming close to the end. We're
I
making
know you want to show your.
we're making okay time. Do you want to do
Okay.
this last topic real quick, and then I'll show everybody?
Sure. Oh, sure.
All right, so this one just was funny as fuck. I had to put it in here because I knew we were gonna rip this guy a fucking asshole for even putting this on the internet. Okay, so I'm scrolling through looking for topics the other night, and we already had a pretty much gaming heavy topic list this podcast, and the movies worked their way in there. But I come across this fucking article of this guy. He finds he finds a fucking uh he finds like two baggies of it looked like ecstasy or something. It's from Europe, so I would assume it's ecstasy or something like that. Um, And when he opens up the cart, you see it's two fucking things. And he was like, it feels a little heavier than usual. And he finds drugs in the fucking in the thing. Um, I'm sorry, I'm getting a text, but it's hysterical. He finds two packages, and at first he was just like, oh, I don't know, it's just a little heavier. Maybe it's because it's a PAL game, and which is from Europe. And
Yep.
he was like, no, there's something not right. And he opens it up and sees it. And it was fucking hysterical because then he calls the police and he's like, there's drugs in this game that I just bought from the flea market.
I'm sure that
So
went over.
it's like, how do you know that they aren't going to be like, these are fucking yours and pin this shit right on you?
Well, you would hope. Dumbest fucking thief in the world, or drug dealer, if that was the case.
Yeah, and it's like, some drug dealer somewhere is mad as fuck that this dude has
Oh
this
my
card.
god, yeah.
And it was a stupid story, but it's like, it almost makes you think, like, maybe you should check some of your games. Like, you don't want to be the guy that gets in trouble for that. Like, you could have bought something from an expo convention, the retro store, you bring it home, and then,
I get all excited. I get my NES home. I start blowing through
and
it.
then dust comes out.
I go get ready to do my little finger shake and to shove it into the NES. Won't fit. Find out there's a fucking quarter ounce of fucking Coke shoved in the back. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, it's hysterical. And it's like, you don't want that shit happening to you. And it was kind of funny that he was open about it. And just the whole situation is like a lot of fuckery. And I was thinking about this, like, imagine he plugs that shit in, it gets really hot, like he's playing like for hours and hours, and the shit just lights on fire and burns your fucking house down. And you're like, how the fuck did that happen? All my NES games never did this to me.
I don't know if it would
Oh,
get that
man.
hot, but again, your imagination is
Exactly. You never know what could happen
intriguing.
with some
You
shit.
never know.
I mean, blowing on it and dust flying out would be even funnier. That would be hysterical.
A little high. Somebody comes down, you got powder all over your nose. I swear to God, I was just blowing my NES game. If that works in the cops, I swear to God, officer,
It's
I was blowing out there. You ever play shooter? You ever do it that way? Next thing the guy's going through his motion of doing it too.
Exactly. Oh my god. So that was a funny article. I thought we'd get a kick out of that, and it made the list. And what's funny is he bought roller games for the NES. It's like such a random fucking game. Like, it's
Probably know they're in
obviously.
there 10 years.
Yeah, like, he's obviously a completionist because there's no reason you're gonna buy that
Yeah.
game just because. So it was kind of funny that, and if you think about it, the guy picked like the worst game to put it in, so nobody touches it.
Yeah, he's like, there's no asshole's gonna buy this game.
Nobody's gonna buy that.
Joe Blow, ironically, comes up. Oh, completes my collection of worthless games.
Exactly, and there it is. There you have it. So now we're at the end of the podcast. That was it. We made it through. We trucked it. Yeah.
Know it.
So
you were itching this. This thing's pretty cool. You should
Yeah.
show everybody what this is who can watch.
Okay,
can
so
always talk
let me
about it
let me
so they
get some comparison here. Hold on. So me and Dad, we take the train every morning, right? And my main thing is I want to catch up on movies, and if I can, do some retro gaming. And most people know that when you play on your phone, nobody wants to touch the touch screen on it. Like, nobody wants to fucking do that, honestly. And for the people that are listening in the audio version of this, you're not going to be seeing what I'm about to show. So I will definitely leave it in the description on Podbean so you guys can look it up and see it for yourself. But I picked up this guy right here, and I'm going to have to bring it really close to the camera because you can't really see it. It's so small. And it's the 8-bit Do Zero. And it's spelled 8, the letter 8, BITDO, and it's 0.
Brought to you by the letter 8.
This is Saturn Cast. This is brought to you by the letter 8. So anyway, here's a comparison for you guys out there. This is a lighter,
right?
Yeah, it's actually smaller than the lighter. And it was really fucking awesome to use this on the train today. I was playing, I played, this morning when I showed you, I was playing 1943, a shooter. It was great for the shooter. I played Arkanoid for a little bit, and then I played Wolfenstein 3D on my way home, and I actually got really far.
Oh my god. Can you fucking pick a new game, please? Holy shit. This guy
All right,
somehow
I'll
found
fucking play Doom next time. Jesus Christ. It was good though.
a
I got
yeah, I know
far
that. Yeah.
with this instead of the touchscreen. And if you know, playing that on a console is really hard because that's a PC game. So to be able to use this was awesome. And I'm sure if I could map the buttons right, I could use it for PlayStation also. Because
Looks
it's,
like it's square X triangle
yeah,
circle, and
but
then the same
see,
as the
like,
Xbox.
it has two
AY.
shoulder buttons, but I would have to
Oh
map
wow,
start and select. That would be the way to do it.
the
That would,
trigger.
yeah, it would be like R1 and L1 to start and select, and then the triggers are R2 and L2. I could probably do that to make that work. But this is a great buy. It was about $16 from Amazon, and honestly, it lasts for 18 hours. So if you think about it, you use it on your commute. How long are you really going to be using it commuting? So this should, in theory, last like a week before you have to charge it, at the very least. And it hooks up to your computer, your phone, and whatever else you need. You could do Bluetooth with. So it's fucking awesome. So I had to show this off. This was so cool.
It's actually an awesome little
It's
gadget.
such a
When I was messing with it, I was impressed. I really was because you're like, oh, it's gonna be stupid. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh my god.
this is fucking awesome.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, right. Here
yeah,
I am being, reading a book every day. Now I
yeah.
can play a little console game. I
Exactly.
like it for the old school, the retro games. That's where it's
Yeah.
sick.
So it's like I could catch up on my retro gaming now. Maybe now because of this we could talk about some retro games at the end of the podcast. You know, something we're currently playing. Oh, and before we end it, what are you currently playing, Dan? Why don't you tell these guys what you're playing at the moment?
Currently, still messing around doing Witcher 3. That was the game I started. I told you I went back because I saw the updated version of the 4K that it let you go through, and I started off doing that on the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest, I'm surprised I missed it when I first started playing games because again, I think it came out in 2015. But just to
Really?
see the graphics, it honestly, and the storyline for me right now is pretty good.
I think
I
you're
told you it
wrong,
reminds me a lot
actually.
of.
I think
I think it's
Witcher 3
well,
was recently, a couple months
no, well,
ago.
the DLCs were.
Oh, that's probably what it was. Yeah.
There's two DLCs that came out, so each year they came out with a DLC for it, which
Yeah.
obviously I haven't gotten into yet. I wish my schedule allowed for me to play more, but it really doesn't at times, especially when when I do overtime. But
Yeah.
what's it called? It. I gotta admit it. It's the graphics alone are worth it. It's like you said, you really see the 4K more when they do the in-game stories that
Yeah.
are happening.
Mm.
But also in this particular game, what makes it so good is you're a lot of like riding on your horseback,
Hmm.
going through swamps and things like that. It's you
Yeah.
really see the full length that they can go when they want to, and the fact that it's so huge, like you said, another sandbox game where you
Mhm.
have a lot of side quests and you can just go off and do your own thing. You're not necessarily bound to the storyline if that's not what you
Yeah.
choose to do.
Absolutely.
Which again, it reminds me of Skyrim. To be honest, that was one of the
That's
games I really,
actually that's a good comparison. Matter of fact, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's
It's
cool.
just yeah. It's a good game so far. I'm still waiting for Madden. That'll be my next sports game.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just checking out the games, the ones that get great ratings that are getting good DLCs, and the ones that I'm going for right
Yeah.
now.
You want to get some
Besides all the
good
retro
play
games.
time. Yeah, because you know what, with these new games, they're so expensive. You want to get some good play time out of them.
Well, that wasn't
Absolutely.
bad. I bought this, like I think I said to you, I went to Best Buy, which you would think would be the worst option, but still, I got it for 19.99.
Yeah. Can't
So a
go
game
wrong.
that's reasonable compared to what we've been paying.
Yeah.
I know if I want to keep going, I have to get the DLCs, but I've never been a person that I have to do that.
Yeah.
This game to me seems like it could be like 70 hours of gameplay, which is considerably more than the Call of Duty when I blew through that,
Oh yeah.
and
Absolutely.
probably, all honesty, probably 12 hours of gameplay. I
Hmm.
ripped through that entire thing on the hardest difficulty. I was like, oh, that
Yeah,
sucks.
but I mean that's more multiplayer based. But that's good that
Yeah,
you got
exactly. I
the.
get it. But I'm always been a campaign fan of those games. I think
Yeah.
I've mentioned that to you before.
You know, it's all about the storyline. You know, not
Yep.
everybody wants to be online. So it's good. I'm glad you're getting through that. So we'll see what you end up picking next. Maybe talk a little
You
bit
got it.
more about it. And we're trying to wrap it up, so we won't go too much in depth. But I've been working through Assassin's Creed Revelations. I'm in the three
Old
parts.
school.
Yeah, the Ezio trilogy. I'm working my
Yep.
way through the third, and we were talking about it the other morning. Like I was trying to get through Hitman. I was playing Hitman Absolution first,
Yeah.
and I just like kind of got to a point where it's just like I can't deal with it. So I decided in between, I kind of do two at once. I'll play Assassin's Creed and Hitman, but Hitman was so complicated.
No self
It
control.
was like I can't do both because I played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So I could
Mm.
switch on and off, but since Hitman was such a complicated game, I couldn't do both. So I got really far, almost at the end of Hitman, and then just recently I've been doing some retro stuff. But I started Revelations a while, like 2 weeks ago. But now I'm like getting further in the game, and there's just a lot more mechanics now. You could build
Yeah.
bombs, you can get on the hook line and like zip line through the fucking map. It's really fucking cool. It's sick. So the storyline's coming to the end, and I'm not sure if I really like the way the story is ending. But of
Mm.
course, I'm gonna be like that because I love the character, So
Yep.
it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm working my way through that. We'll see what I play next. I got a lot of shit on the backlog over
All
there.
those fucking games. I know you
Yeah,
too well.
it's fucking crazy. So that's really it. So we'll see what happens next week. We'll take it from there. See how far I can get within the next week. So I guess that's really it for the Assassin Cast. And actually, before we go, this is actually number 6. The last one I said Assassin Cast number 6. It was really 5. This is number 6. So
This guy's good.
what are you gonna do?
Brought to you by the letter 8.
Brought to you. This Assassin Cast is brought to you by the letter 8. So real quick, we are gonna be talking more about the expo. It's coming in August. We actually got a email. I forgot to tell you about a podcasters expo, but it's kind of far. It's in Philly, so I don't know if we're
Jeez.
gonna. I don't know if we're gonna attend that just yet. But it's good to
Sounds
get
like a lot of
support.
train time and a lot of anger.
Yeah, so it's good to get support from the other podcasters
Yeah,
in the
I agree.
community. So it's cool. But we're not sure if we're gonna make that. But we will definitely be at the expo, Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. We'll
Yep.
see about that. And then, later this week, I'll do the demo video for the console cleaner. We'll see. And then, obviously, next Sunday, you got the next Assassin Cast. So that's it for us, guys. I'm Jeremy Malaspina. You got the man of the hour, Dan McCarthy, and we're signing out. Peace, bitches.
Peace out, bitches.